Hello everyone, this is Miss Time Bunny, and today I am finally getting around to recording my response to the ultimate book tag. Now I know I got this off another YouTuber that I kind of watched briefly. I think it was like within the last year. I'll have to have a look to see if I can sort of like find her again and find her name and the video in question, because my brain's hurt and I can't remember offhand. But yeah, if I can find her, I will link her in the whatnot description. So, but yeah, it was from a fellow YouTuber I got this idea. So yes, it's called the Ultimate Book Tag. And I am going to answer these questions as best I can. There's how many? There's 25 altogether, so I'll try and do this the best I can. Some I may have to skip over if I haven't got sort of an answer to them. So, but here we go. So book number one. Oh no, special. Question number one. Do you get sick when reading in the car? Yes, but I think not as bad as I used to, because there used to be like once upon a time I couldn't so much as like look at a book without feeling. But now it's like not too bad. I tend to sort of like, if I'm reading, it tends to be more on the bus coming home from work, and I might read like I might read a little bit, like a sort of like about a page or two, and then I sort of like stop for a couple of minutes, and then I might read another little bit and then stop. You know, I sort of find if I do that, I don't feel quite so bad. Or if I've got maybe sort of like music on, like on my iPhone, I sometimes get Spotify up and stick my earphones in. I find that helps as well. So yes, but like, so it's a case of yes, but not too bad. You know. Right. Now, question number two. Which author's writing technique is totally unique to you and why? See, this is a bit of a tricky one. I had to think, because I thought there wasn't anyone that sort of jumped out at me straight away. But I'm going to probably pick, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, and I apologise if I'm not. It's I think he's called Stieg Larsson. I think that's how you pronounce his name. He's the chap that wrote the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo books. I think it was like Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest, and The Girl Who Played with Fire. Basically the chap who wrote those. So I apologise if I wrote it wrong, said his name wrong. But I don't know, I just really loved the way he like wrote those particular books, because Girl with the Dragon Tattoo I picked up completely on a whim. Because back in 2011-12 I worked for the PDSA, and it was a case of this particular lunchtime I'd finished a book I was reading, and I still had about 3/4 of an hour of my break to like go, and I sat there like, I have nothing to read. So I went off nosing in the old book sack where we would chuck all the books that weren't sort of considered nice enough to sell, and basically be sent off to be recycled. So I had a little nose in there. I thought, oh, I wonder if there's anything in here. You know, if I do catch any books out of it, I'll chuck some money in our collection box downstairs for it, kind of thing. And that's when I found a copy of Girl with the Dragon Tattoo in there. You know, it wasn't in too bad a condition, it was like readable sort of thing. So I picked it up, heck it, I'll read that. And I just proper got really into it. I don't know, it was something about his writing really pulled me in, and I really got into it. So I just really enjoyed it, and of course I had to read all the other two books, because I need to know what happens to these people, you know. So it was good. I enjoyed it. Right, question number 3. Harry Potter or Twilight? See, with this one I'm probably going to lean towards more Harry Potter, because obviously, I mean, to be fair, I didn't mind Twilight, but since E.L. James released her pile of shit series, which I'm not even going to name on my channel because I'm not too entertained to it, it's kind of like just put me off Twilight, because her books was basically just a Twilight fanfiction rip-off, so it's just like, no. But it says, well, the question for this one, it was a case of 3 points to defend your answer. Harry Potter, it's a case of A, it hasn't got a crappy E.L. James rip-off. B, I don't know, I've read the first 4 books, I sort of like really got into them, and I really enjoyed how they were written and everything was like set up and that. The sort of like, I think sort of books 6 and 7 I didn't really like as much, but you know. And 3, I think I just enjoyed on balance this sort of like movie adaptations of Harry Potter more. I mean, don't get me wrong, what I watched of the Twilight movies weren't bad, but I think I just kind of was always kind of into Harry Potter more. If that makes sense, so yeah, we'll go with that. Number 4, do you carry a book bag? If so, what is in it besides books? Well, I don't have a book bag as such, but I have a messenger bag. It's like a fallout, basically a fallout bag. If I can reach it, I will grab it. But yeah, that's my bag. So there you go. But I do have in there at the moment, I have a Kindle and also a book copy of Lita's autobiography. So, and then I have all my usual stuff like my keys, like for work and home. I also have like my purse, my Mowgli in there, chargers for my phone and Kindle, you know, usual kind of stuff, you know. Number 5, do you smell your books? Yes, I do actually, because there's something, especially like old books, they just seem to have that really nice smell to them. People who are like obviously bookies like me and love sort of the smell of old books will probably get what I mean when I say that. Right, question number 6. Books with or without illustrations? I think I lean towards more books without illustrations, because if the book is written well and they give you the details, you can imagine yourself what the sort of like the scene's meant to look like and what people are meant to look like and stuff like that. Although I'm not going to diss books with illustrations because they're pretty cool as well, so. But I think my preference is without, personally. 7. What books did you love whilst reading but later discovered they weren't quality reading? I don't think I've really encountered anything like that yet, to be honest, so that's not to say that won't change in the future, but I think at the moment I haven't really encountered anything that would like sort of like come under that. Sorry about that, I think my cat was trying to get to my bloody room. Fucking pets. Who'd have them? Right. Question number 8. Do you have any funny stories involving books from your childhood? Again, no, I don't think I have. I'm really boring. Yeah, not anything I can really think of. No, not offhand, so. Number 9. What is the thinnest book on your shelf? Good question, I don't know. I'm going to have a look. Right, hello, I'm back again. Right, I think, looking at it, I think the thinnest one I've got on here is probably this one here. The Ultimate WWE Superstars Guide. So I'd say that's probably like one of the thinner ones. And question number 10 is the thickest book on your shelf. Oh, I'm going to have a look again. There we go. If I'd been prepared, I could have got these earlier. Right, looks like the thickest one I've got on there at the moment is this one. Is Foley is Good, Mick Foley's autobiography, so yeah, as you can see. That was just a random quickly scan my bookcase and have a look, so. If I paid attention, I could have been prepared for that question, couldn't I? But no. 11. Do you write as well as you read? Do you see yourself being an author in the future? Funnily enough, I'm hoping that one day I might actually sit down and write something and get it published in some way. It's like, I have got like this idea brewing in my head which I've basically kind of started playing about with but haven't done anything with, and its brief outline is going to be this like young woman who basically, even though she's a witch, she doesn't want to really accept that she's a witch and has powers, so she tries to act like all normal, like no, I don't want to be a witch kind of thing. And basically in the sort of like the world that she lives in, sort of like normal human beings and sort of like magical folk sort of live together in like, so basically like the Harry Potter world, but instead of like normal humans and the wizarding world being separate, it all kind of like everyone sort of lives together side by side. So I hope that makes sense. That's just sort of giving you a very, very brief, watered down overview of what I'm sort of like aiming for. So, right. So yes, I do some writing as well as reading, in case you hadn't guessed. Although I do write fan fiction as well, but I haven't written that in a bloody long time. I need to get back to that. Right, number 12. When did you get into reading? Believe it or not, it was basically when the Harry Potter books came out that got me into reading. Because at the time, back when, I think it was back when they announced they were bringing the Harry Potters out as movies. I worked at a bookshop at the time in Gunwharf Quays, and because obviously the fact that the books were going to be starting made into movies, everyone was like, oh my god, you know, it was a really massive thing at the time. So of course everyone was going on about it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to get the Harry Potters and see what all this fuss is about. So we had the first 4 books in paperback in the store, so when I got paid I thought, feck it, bought all 4 and I read them and I was like, this shit's good, you know, I really enjoy these. So, and that's basically what got me into reading. So it was round about when I was about like 18, 19. And before that I wasn't really that into reading, but it was sort of like Harry Potter that sort of got me into it. And now I'm like, why didn't I start reading before? It was actually a lot of fun. So I don't read as much as I'd like, just because of like work and other gubbins, and sometimes I just don't feel like it either. So yeah. Right, number 13, favourite classic book. People are probably going to slap me, but I haven't really read that many classics. But I think if I had to pick something, I don't know if this will really count, because obviously it's technically a play, but I really did like Macbeth. Was it Macbeth? Yes, I think it was. I think it's probably Macbeth and Hamlet. I know they're both sort of plays that were written by Shakespeare, so they may not necessarily count as such, but they have been released as books, so they do kind of count. So I'd say probably those, just because of like the sort of plot line and the intrigue and things like that. So we'll go with that. Sod it. It's a choice. Number 14. What was your best subjects in school? I probably just like, even though I don't know if I was like any good at them, but I really enjoyed art, drama and English. So, and not surprising really. I mean, sort of, I think English, you know, I didn't do too bad in it, to be fair. So, but yeah, I'd say those. 15. You are given a book as a present you have read before and hated. What would you do? I'd probably just keep it for a little while and then probably re-gift it on, to be honest. Just so I didn't hurt the person's feelings, you know. Oh, pardon me. So I think that's what I would do, because obviously I wouldn't want to upset that person. That's probably what I would do. I'd re-gift it on. Number 16. What is a lesser known series similar to Harry Potter or the Hunger Games? I don't know, to be fair. That's more of a... I might have to come back to that question at a later time. Because I don't, as I've said, you know, I don't get to read as much as I'd like, so I don't think I really have anything that I can compare, to be honest. So, I don't know. But if any of you guys have a suggestion of, like, series that could possibly be up there with sort of like Harry Potter and the Hunger Games, then go for it. Although I have read the first 2 Hunger Games books, and they're actually pretty good. I did enjoy them, so just got to read number 3 now when I get paid and get that. Right, number 17. Bad habits you do during filming. Not being sodding prepared like I was just a minute ago with the books. Oh, I'm terrible for that sometimes. Sometimes I just don't think, and then I'll be like, I didn't go and get that for that question, did I? Twat. Yeah. Right. Number 18. Favourite word. I can't say that in a YouTube video. I'll probably get into trouble. So, I have lots of favourite words, to be honest. You know, like sort of like... Another one I like to use on a regular basis if I can't get away with swearing is div, which is basically another way of saying, like... I'll say it's like a slang word. When you say to someone, oh, you div, it's another way of saying, oh, like, you idiot. For those of you who are maybe not up on English slang. That's basically what it means. Like, we go to... So in context, you might go to someone, oh, you're such a div, or, you know, it basically means, oh, you're a bloody idiot, sort of thing. That's basically what it means. So we'll go with that one, because it's probably one of the politer words I know. Right, number 19. Are you a nerd, dork, or dweeb, or all of the above? You can call me whatever of those. I don't give a monkeys, to be honest. I don't know all of them. I'll be any of them. I don't care. Whatever. I don't mind. Number 20. Vampires or fairies? I can't talk today. Vampires. 21. Shapeshifters or angels? Shapeshifters. Because they're awesome. 22, spirits or werewolves? Ooh. Werewolves, because they're just big and scary and hairy, so they're cool. 23, zombies or vampires? Zombies! We'll go with that. 24, love triangle or forbidden love? Can I have both? Because they can be both quite interesting depending on the context of the story, so we'll go with that. Right, 25, full-on romance or action-packed with romance mixed in? I'll probably go action-packed with romance mixed in because I'm just that type of person. If it's just full-on romance, I'll get a bit, you know, it's just, nah, we're not going to do that. But that is it. So, well, I'm actually quite impressed this video hasn't gone on for too long looking at the timer on my phone. I was actually expecting it to go on a heck of a lot longer, so. But I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry I had a few sort of like, can't talk moments and then wasn't prepared with the books, so. I'm an idiot. But I will try and remember to put the questions in the description if anyone else wants to join in. I'm not going to tag anyone, I will leave it up to people if they want to join in or not, so. But it's going to be the usual, like, share, subscribe, dislike the video, tell me I'm rubbish, get off YouTube, whatever, because I could do with a giggle, to be honest. But all the usual, it'd be great if you could share this video around because obviously I want to try and make YouTube more of a thing this year. So I am on Patreon, I am on the social medias, again everything will be linked in the whatnot. You know, with the whole things with like Patreon and the PayPal donations, I don't expect people to give me anything, but if anyone does, I am going to be extremely grateful because any money I do get will get invested back into the channel. Because at the moment I am aiming to try and get a new PS4 because the drawer is buggered, so I think that's going to be the next thing that's going to be probably replaced, updated as and when it happens, and then I can do more gaming live streams. So anyway, I'm going to end here and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye! Yes, it's my crappy Markiplier impression. Bye!